Alrighty guys, today we're going to review integers and what they are and what you can do with them. So our goal from today is going to be to determine the least value, the least, in other words, lowest, the least value between 2 points. So we want to be able to kind of compare them between two numbers. We want to be able to compare them and identify which one is going to be lower on the number line. So remember, in order to compare numbers, we need to think about where they're going to land on the number line. So let's review. What is a number line? A number line is a line that has marks on certain intervals The number line consists of all real numbers. I'm going to abbreviate number here. The number line consists of all real numbers. Now I know to you, you're probably thinking, aren't all numbers real? But there are, you're going to learn in the future about some numbers that are not considered to be real numbers, but that's a future problem. Today we're going to learn about real numbers on the number line, talking about integers. So remember, integers are those whole numbers, and they can be positive or negative. So technically, decimals and fractions are going to fall here on this number line as well. So how do I know which negative numbers are bigger than other ones? So remember that numbers to the right of the number 0 are positive. So numbers to the right of 0. So here's 0. This is like our anchor. Any number to the right is going to be positive. Any number to the left of 0 is going to be negative. And we use this minus sign to indicate a negative number, such as -1, -2. So you can see all of those numbers right there. So when we're comparing numbers, any number that is further to the left of the greater, the further to the left the number is, the greater the negative number is. Now that greater does not mean it has a bigger value. This means that if we're comparing two numbers, any number that's farthest or furthest to the left is going to be the least number of the two. In other words, the lowest number of the two. So any number farther to the left-hand side of the number line has a lower value, is a least number. Even though if you look at the absolute values of these numbers, like the absolute value of -6, that's +6, which is more than, say, the absolute value of -3. But it's farther to the left on the number line on that negative side. So -6 is less than -3. So let's look at these two examples. What number is the least value? -1. We've got right there. -6 we have over here. -6 is farther to the left on the number line. Therefore, it's going to be the smaller number or the least number. Let's keep going and just review a little bit more about negative numbers. So we learned that negative numbers are to the left of 0 on the number line, and that positive numbers are to the right of 0 on the number line. And we can use this information to think about positive and negative values in the real world. Some examples that we've talked about before could be temperature, elevation. In other words, are you above or below sea level? Debt. So you can talk about a few different things when talking about in real life negative and positive numbers. And you can also do a little bit of math with them too. So let's look at these two examples right here. The first one says, Andy loves to go scuba diving. He jumps from his boat into the water. If Andy's boat is 8 feet above sea level, so if this is sea level at 0, the boat is going to be at positive 8. But then he jumps out and he goes 57 feet below the sea level. So he goes down to negative 57 feet. What is the total distance that's traveled by Andy? So we need to figure out what this number sentence would be. Now the total distance is going to be going from 8, where the boat is, to negative 57. Remember, anytime we're talking about distance, we also use the absolute value. So in order to solve this problem, I want to add these two distances from 0. I want to add the absolute value of the positive 8 plus the absolute value of the negative 57. The absolute value of 8 is 8. The absolute value of negative 57 is 57 for a total distance of 65 feet that he traveled. Let's try another one. Given the below temperatures at 5 p.m. and 8 p.m., did it get warmer or cooler? So it says at 5 p.m. it was at 82 degrees, and at 8 p.m. it was at 58 degrees. That is quite a dip. How many degrees did the temperature change? So first of all, we need to see if it got higher, warmer, or cooler. We know that 82 degrees is going to be greater than 58 degrees. Therefore, it got cooler. And by how much? If we're finding a difference, we need to subtract. So we're going to be doing our original 82 degrees, and then we're going to subtract where we ended up at 58 degrees to get a total of 24 degrees in that difference. So remember, you can use positive and negative numbers in real life. You can even do math with positive and negative numbers. But most importantly, you can order them, and you can tell which one's greater than or less than the other one. Try a few on your own now.